Chapter 1. A car drove slowly behind me. I ignored it as I ran along the cracked sidewalk. Today I went a little further, trying to push myself. I'd gained 5 pounds in the past 5 weeks. No more candy bars or the occasional ice cream treat. I had begun jogging only this week, and it was a tell since I got winded within the first 2 blocks. The crisp air filled my lungs, and my calves began to hurt midway as I chugged several blocks west and then turned north. I planned to go 1 block further, turn back south, and head home. Probably walk a good deal of it, the way I was feeling. This was my 5th day in a row of running. I had chosen safe streets to run, and in broad daylight, acquiescing to my uncle's and aunt's wishes. The car, or whatever it was, hadn't sped up to go the normal speed of 25 through town, not even 20, or 10. But it did turn along with me onto Ringback Street. It's following me. Shit. Who was it? My Uncle John? Or someone else? They would have honked by now, I reasoned. Ponytail bobbing, I turned my head slightly and tried to check out the vehicle. A small truck, maybe. It was boxy at any rate. Dark red, maybe maroon. Possibly a Ford, but I wasn't sure. It sounded a little rough in the tailpipe area. I had no idea who was driving this truck, following me. I hadn't gotten a good look at the driver, as they had paused, allowing me to get further ahead. I thought they might have been waiting for me to go past so they could turn onto a drive. Nope. It continued following me at a snail's pace, almost as if playing a cat and mouse game with me. But this game was no fun, especially in the wake of the recent news. There had been a woman's body found on the Illinois side of the Mississippi River, left partially nude. It was found by fishermen returning to their boat one morning about a week ago. She'd been raped and murdered. This had us all here in Montclair, Iowa, more than just a little nervous, especially the female population, because Illinois is situated across the river from Montclair, a mere 3,484 feet, the bridge length which spanned from Rapid City, Illinois, to our small town across the mighty Mississippi. The woman's body was barely half a mile from the bridge just south of it, in fact, which might have been a mile from town limits. Thus the reason I didn't jog in the early mornings. Not that I could force myself out of bed at an ungodly hour of 5 a.m., nor did I jog after the sun set. I just wasn't going to take a chance on getting abducted by whoever had done this. Meanwhile, with my present situation, I was getting nervous because the vehicle would not move on. My red flag warning had gone off long ago, and I now mentally reviewed everything I'd been taught when very small. Run to a neighbor's house was one. I now carried pepper spray in my fanny pack, along with my phone. Getting either one out at the moment would cause me to have to slow down. The other side of my brain, not sure if it's the left or the right one, didn't want to believe someone would be so bold as to snatch a person, namely me, in broad daylight, but I'd been warned by Weeks, who was now my Uncle John, that abductions happen like that all the time. He also managed to throw in the fact that a rape happens every 5 minutes in the United States, making me even more nervous than I already was about jogging by myself.
Possibly more often, because some are never reported.
He'd then added to the information dump in my head, which now spun around in a loop. I made up my mind and jogged up the sidewalk of the nearest house, preparing my speech once I roused anyone inside. "Hi, someone's following me. Please let me in and call the police."